to your lower body strength workout. The emphasis today is going to be on quads. Class is going to be divided into a strength circuit, and then we'll do a resistance band burnout at the end. For the strength circuit, you're going to need a set of heavy for you dumbbells. I'm using 20-pound weights. I'm going to give you 5 exercises. You do them each for 45 seconds a piece with 15 seconds of rest/transition time in between. When you complete all 5, I'll give you a longer recovery time before repeating. In total, we're going to complete 3 sets of the circuit. For the resistance band burnout, I give you a 90 seconds resistance band series. It's continuous movement. When you finish the 90 seconds, you rest for 30 before repeating. You're going to complete 4 sets of that one, alternating right, left, right, left. For your resistance band loop, I would go, you can go like medium, maybe heavy with the strength. You won't need a huge range of motion, but we will have it around our foot and you'll be kicking the leg close to straight. So don't do like the heaviest band ever that you would put around your thighs. I would go a little lighter than that. We'll start class with a warm-up and finish up with a cool down. For the warm-up, you don't need any equipment. Let's just start with a hip hinge and we'll combo it with a squat. So starting standing, you're going to start with a hinge of the hips. So you slide those hips back, unlocking through the knees. Then deep bend of the knees as you drop into your squat, and then you stamp your feet into the floor as you come to stand. So we hinge, we drop to a squat, we stand. Your spine is maintaining neutral throughout this. Now, the next time we come into our hinge, I want you to hold the hinge. So you're going to slide those hips back, holding your hinge. Arms can reach forward. You're open through the chest. I want to bend and stretch through the knees. Bend and press. Keep reaching your tailbone back, neutral through the spine, planting your feet down into the floor. Bend and press. We're going to hold a soft bend to the knees. Arms circles in 3, 2, 1. Let's trace arm circles up, out, and around. So these are big, but not so big that you flare open through the front of your rib cage. Mobilizing through that shoulder joint, and just switch direction. Now I want us to focus in on the retraction of the shoulder blades for a second. So we're going to take this into a reverse fly with the arms in 3, circle for 2, and 1. So now let's take it into a reverse fly. You're still in this hinged position. Shoulder blades retract in towards each other as the arms open wide, so they're gliding across your back, squeezing in towards each other. We're going to do a hip circle into a back lunge in 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. All right, we'll start with the left side. It's going to be a march, a hip circle, and you're going to land in a lunge position. So march that left knee up. You're going to hinge it up, circling it back and around. Plant the foot as you bend into your front right knee. Come into a low lunge, and then come up to stand. Same thing, same side. Controlled hip circle. Twice more. And the final time you're going to hold in that split lunge for me. Pause. So from here, I want you to cactus your elbows, keeping the feet planted where they are. You're just going to straighten the legs as you reach your arms up. And then you're going to bend the knees as you draw those elbows down, tapping that back knee to the mat. For 3, pull down for 2. Last time. Let's come to stand and do the same thing on the right. We'll start with the march. Hinge it open, hip circle, land in that lunge position, same side. Next time you're going to hold in that split lunge position. Hold low, cactus those arms. As you straighten the legs, arms reach up overhead. As you bend the knees, tapping the back knee to the mat, you draw those elbows down. 3, 2, 1, and let's stand it up. So we're going to do an inchworm into world's greatest stretch. So from here, I want you to come into a forward fold position, hands to the mat, keeping your legs pretty straight. I want you to walk yourself out to a plank position. Left foot steps outside left hand, left arm twists up to the ceiling. Return the hand to the mat, step back to your plank, take it over to the right. When you return to your plank position, pike the hips up as you walk your hands in towards your feet, forward fold, and then walk yourself back out to that plank position. Same thing. World's greatest stretch, once on each side. Once you're in your plank, hips pike up, walk the hands in towards the feet, final time. Inchworm yourself out to your plank position. World's greatest, once to each side. You look cozy, Pickles. Pike the hips up, walk the hands in towards your feet, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll it up to stand. We're gonna finish our warm-up with a squat to a butt kick with a reach and pull. Arms reach forward at the bottom of your squat, draw the elbows back like a high row as one heel comes in towards your seat. So just building a little warmth in the body. I'm gonna show you our circuit up next. We'll get right to it, grabbing those weights in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's your preview of your circuit. First up, it's going to be a low squat pulse. You're gonna do 2 of those. Weights come to the mat. You rock forward into a bear plank, 2 hip pulses. Push off, rocking back into your low squat, 2 squat pulses, 2 hip pulses in that bear plank. From there, it's going to be a heavy squat, racking both weights on your shoulders. Just good old-fashioned squat down and up, nothing crazy there. Third move, we're going to isolate one side. It is going to be a back lunge, tapping your back knee to the mat. It's a little lift, tap it back down, and then you're gonna stand and knee drive. Step to your back lunge, little pulse. Fourth exercise is that same thing on the other side. Fifth and final exercise is going to be a wall sit. I don't have a wall I can sit against that's in the view of the camera, so I'm going to use the arm of my couch for my wall. I'm not going to be sitting on it. I'm going to be pressing my lower back against it, just as you will be doing, okay? Except I would recommend using a wall where your whole back can be against it. You can use both weights if you'd like, putting one on your lap, holding one at your chest. I'm just gonna hold one at my chest for that one. We're going through our circuit 3 times. Let's go. All right, the circuit is only 15 minutes long, so challenge yourself with the weight. We're gonna start with that pulse, low in our squat, and then we'll rock forward into our bear plank, 2 hip pulses there. Really fire up through those quads. So when you reach down to grab the weights, you're not rounding forward, open through the chest. So you gotta get low by getting low through the legs, not by rounding through the spine. Grab those weights, 2 heavy squat pulses, weights go to the mat. Rock forward, you're in your bear plank position, 2 pulses of the hips, up and down. Push off, landing back in your low squat. Rest. All right, 15 seconds to rest. Up next, just gonna do a heavy squat, both weights if possible. If that's too much though, just hold one at chest height. Let's go. So it's up to you to pick weights that are heavy enough that you're feeling challenged during this class. It's up to me to program an effective workout. It's up to you though to pick the weights that work best for you. When you rise up, think of stamping your feet down into the floor. Rest. All right, so again, both weights. You'll have your arms down by your side, or you can just do one weight at chest height. Let's start with the right foot planted, left foot will step back. So low back lunge, stay pretty upright through the torso. Tap the knee, lift. Tap the knee, come up and knee drive. Now, if the knee drive, the balance is too much, then I just want you to stand up, both feet flat on the floor, okay? Rest. Okay, same thing. But now left foot will stay planted, right foot will step back into your back lunge. You're open through the chest. Let's go. Right foot steps back, right knee taps the mat and lifts. Taps the mat, standing knee drive. Woo. So we have an emphasis on the quads, but this is a lower body workout. You're thinking of firing through the glutes to help balance as you stand at the top. Rest. Okay, I'm going to drop down to one weight. We have that wall sit. Again, I'm going to be against the back of my couch. I'm not sitting on my couch though. I'm pushing my lower back against it. So knees are at 90-degree angles, nice and tall through the torso, and we just hold. Now, can you sink a little lower? I want the knees as close to a 90-degree bend as you can get. Knees are tracking in line with your middle toes, not caving inward. And rest. Okay, you have a full minute to recover, okay? Giving ample recovery time because we're going heavy with the weights, and I want you to be able to continue going heavy with the weights. So 45 seconds is a long time. There's definitely an endurance aspect to this class, and that is a challenge. But if we just kept going 45 on, 15 off, you'd probably end up having to drop down in weights a little bit, and I want you to be able to really focus on building that strength. So grab a drink of water, catch your breath. First time through circuit is complete. We got 2 more sets to go. Low squat pulse, rock forward into that. Bear plank, hip pulse there. Get low in your squat through the legs, not by rounding through the upper body. Let's go. 2 pulses. Weights to the mat, rock it forward, 2 pulses. Oh, rest. Oh man. All right, we have that heavy squat. Both weights if possible. You can always drop down to 1 though. I care more about proper form than I do about the weight you're using. As long as the weight is heavy for you, you're doing great. Oh, rest. Woo. Okay, we're going into that lunge. Back lunge, tap and lift, tap and knee drive. Right foot stays planted to start. Left foot will step back. If grip strength is an issue, you could do this with the weights racked on your shoulders. Tap and lift. And again, if your knee isn't making physical contact with the mat, that's fine. Just go to your lowest lunge. Rest. Whew. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing, but your left foot will be planted. Right foot will step back into that low lunge position. Let's go. Rest. Okay, wall sit. I'm dropping down to one weight, holding it at my chest. I want you low in this wall sit, trying to get your knees to as close of a 90-degree bend as possible. You're upright through the torso, so your back is against that wall. Or if you're like me and only your lower back is against something, just sit up tall, shoulders stacked over hips. You don't want your feet out too far. You don't want them in too close. You want your heels right under the knees. Breathe. And done. Okay, you have a minute to recover. Going through that one more time. So do a little check-in with yourself. How are the weights you chose? The last few seconds of each interval should feel really challenging, those last couple reps. If you're not feeling challenged, that's a sign that you maybe need to go a little heavier. If you notice you can't maintain proper form, that's a sign you need to go a little lighter. Whew. Grab a drink of water if you need it. Okay, final time through. Let's grab those weights. They're on the floor, one or both. Low squat pulse, rock forward, bear plank, hip pulses up and down. Let's do it. Open through the chest, 2 squat pulses. On the second one, weights go to the ground, rock forward, bear plank position. Hips lift and lower twice. Push off the mat, rocking back onto your heels and into that low squat position. And rest. Okay, we're coming into that heavy squat up next. For that squat, your feet can be a little wider than hips distance apart. Knees tracking in line with middle to outer toes. Let's go. So notice if those knees are wanting to wobble inside of the big toes. Think of pressing them out gently so that doesn't happen. We're staying neutral through the spine. So while there's a deep bend of the knees, this movement kind of initiates with that little hip hinge back. As you come to the top, fire through your glutes, engage through your abdominal wall so that you're not hyperextending into that lower back at the top of each one. Rest. Okay. With that back lunge, knee will tap, lift to knee drive. If balance isn't working for you, just stand both feet on the floor. Right foot planted. Left foot steps back. Let's go. So think about what your quads do. They take your knee from a bent position and then they straighten it, okay? So they're taking it out of that bent position, straightening through the knee joint or extending through that knee joint. Rest. Put the weights down for a second, wiggle out those fingers if you need to. Same thing, left foot will be planted, right foot will step back. Let's go back lunge. Rest. All right, dropping down to one weight, we have that wall sit. For the wall sit, knees at a 90-degree angle, upright, back against the wall. Get low in this, okay? Woo, and done with your circuit. Okay, you have a minute to recover here. I'm going to show you a preview of our resistance band burnout. So you're going to have the band around your feet. One foot will be anchoring it to the floor, and on the other side, we're going to do a quad kick series. You can lay down on the mat, or if you prefer to prop yourself up on your forearms, you could do that as well. To start, it's going to be a quad kick. So you're going to kick that leg close to straight, and then you're just going to bend it down towards the floor. From there, we are going to hold the shin parallel to the floor, and you pull the knee in towards you, and then you're going to slide it out, trying to maintain that tension on the band. From there, holding the knee out a little farther out than the hip, it's going to be little pulses up, up, and then we're going to finish by just holding that leg semi-straight, not locked out though, and depending on how tight your band is, you're not going to get it straight, and that's fine. All right, it's a 90-second burnout. Let's do it. So lay down, your knees are bent, they're not too close in towards your butt though, okay? Walk them out a little bit. So let's start with the right leg as the focus. So I want you to ground down through your left foot, and then we're going to just pick that right foot so that it's hovering off the mat, and it's going to be a quad kick. So just your shin is going to kick up and down, all right? Press your arms down by your side for support. Let's go. So you're kicking that leg up and down. Kicking the shin up and down, I should say. So your thigh is not changing position in space. You're just kicking, pushing the top of the foot up towards the ceiling and lowering down. The leg does not have to get all the way straight. Depending on how tight your band is, it won't. Also, if you get your leg straight, you might find that the band kind of rolls down your foot, so you might not want to go all the way straight. We're going to hold the shin parallel to the floor up next, and we're just going to pull the knee in towards us and then slide it long. All right, hold. So now you're going to press it out and then pull the knee in. Woo! Slide it in. Try not to let that band go slack. Can you keep your shin fairly parallel to the floor? Coming up, you're going to hold with the knee out just a little farther than the hip, or maybe stacked over the hip if that feels better for you. And it's a little pulse up, so back to that quad kick. All right, hold, little quad kick, up, up, little pulse, up, up. You can do it. You have one more thing to get through. It's a hold. You're just going to press the top of the foot up towards the ceiling. We're going to hold the leg as close to straight as possible. It might not be anywhere close to straight. That's fine. Hold. Push up against the band. Woo! Shaking. Hang on to it. Oh, rest. Okay, you have 30 seconds here. So we're going to do that same thing. We're just going to switch. The right foot will be anchored down now. We'll take it over to the left side. So press your right foot down into the floor. The left foot is out of hover. And we're just going to start with those quad kicks. Again, the thigh stays still. It's that shin moving. Little shin kick up and down. So for any of you who used to come to my B-tone class, this is like a bungee quad kick series, but at home. We have that slide coming up next. You'll hold the shin about parallel to the floor. All right, hold it parallel. Pull the knee in towards you. Slide it out. Woo! Don't let that foot drop lower than your knee if possible. We have those little kick pulses up next. All right, hold still, little kick up, little pulse. It's small kick up and up. You can do it. Hold to finish, coming up next. Hold. Oh, could you push it up 1 inch higher? Whew, I'm trembling. You got it. It might look like I'm pulsing, but I'm just shaking. Drop it down, 30 seconds. Okay, so we're going to do that sequence one more time each side, and then you are done. Well, then we'll cool down. So once again, it'll be your left foot pressing down into the floor. Right leg will be the focus. And if you would rather do this propped up, that is an option, whatever's more comfortable for you. Okay, press that left foot into the floor. Lift the right foot off of the mat and we kick, full range kicks to start. If you're having trouble with the band rolling down your shin when you kick it up, I would recommend getting a slightly heavier band so that the range of motion isn't as big. We have the slide coming up next. All right, hold that shin parallel to the floor, press it out, pull it in. When you slide it out, squeeze into your quad and then pull that knee in. Try to stay neutral through your spine so you're not tucking the tailbone under as the knee slides in. Pulse is coming up next. You'll hold the knee over your hip or a little farther out. Hold, little kick, up, up. You can do it. You have under 30 seconds remaining of work on this right side. Up and up, whoo, up and up. We'll finish with the hold, push up. You got it. Can you get that leg 1 inch closer to straight? Hold, breathe. Oh, rest. Put it down. Okay. Right leg is off the hook. Got to do one more time through on the left side. We got it. 90 seconds away from your cool down. You can do this. Make sure the heels aren't in too close to your butt. It's going to make the angle of the band weird, and that'll also make the band want to roll down your shin. Press your right foot into the floor, left foot hovers. Kicks to start. So you're not changing the position of your thigh. Oh, sorry. You're just kicking below the knee, up and down. We have that slide up next. You're going to hold the shin parallel to the floor, so there should be tension on that band. If there's not, then you need to go a little heavier with your band selection. All right, hold that shin parallel. You slide the knee in towards you, and then slide it away. Leg straightens. Slide it in. And out. Keep it up. We have those little pulses coming up next. You'll hold the knee over your hip or a smidge farther out, and we'll be back to that little quad kick. All right, let's go. Little kick. Up, up. Under 30 seconds to go and you're done. You can do it. Little kick. Don't bail. I know this is tough. It's called a burnout for a reason. We'll finish with a hold. Coming up. Hold. Woo! Get a little straighter. Push, push, push. Again, when I say straighter, the leg does not need to be straight. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking. Almost there. Hang on to it. Oh, done. Oh man, ditch the band. I'll take you through a quick cool down. Awesome work with that. To start, just stretch your legs long. Full body stretch. Arms can go overhead. Deep breath in and out. And then let's pull the right knee in and let's just take this into a spinal twist. Drop that right knee over to the left. You can kind of make a goalpost with your arms if you like. Get a little opening to the chest too. And then let's just take it over to the other side. Right leg goes long, left knee draws in, and twist it over to the right. Coming through center, hands can come behind your thighs. And I just want you to roll up and down the mat a little bit until eventually you come all the way up and find a kneeling position. So we're going to do a hip flexor stretch and do a quad stretch. If you want some more padding for your knee, you can fold your mat over like that. So we can start with the left foot forward, right knee down. So from here, square the hips and engage through the glutes so you have a neutral pelvis. Your pelvis is not tilting forward. And then from here, you're going to press the pelvis forward. Now we'll take this into a quad stretch. If it's uncomfortable for your knee though, you can stand and do a standing quad stretch instead. But if you're feeling okay, then you're just going to bend that back knee. Opposite hand grabs the foot, gentle tug in towards your bum. Trying to maintain a pretty neutral pelvis still so that you really feel the stretch across the top of your thigh. Without slingshotting the foot, you're going to release it, and we're going to switch sides. Right foot forward, left knee down. Square the hips, engage through the glutes, and then press your pelvis forward. We'll take it to that quad stretch next. You can always come to standing if you prefer. With control, you release the foot. Hands are going to come to the mat. Feet are going to step back. And let's lift our hips up into a downward facing dog. You can pedal out the heels. And then eventually just settle into the stretch, pressing the heels towards the floor. Spread out through the fingers. Press your chest towards your thighs. And then when you're ready, we're going to inchworm our hands in towards our feet. And vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to roll it up to stand so that I don't get cut off. I'm just going to come to a kneeling position, but let's finish with one breath. We inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, release. And that is your class. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new workouts here for free every Monday. with tons of additional classes and a monthly workout calendar and Q&As, and I take requests for Patreon members. And all the info you need about Patreon is at patreon.com/Nicole Pierce. I apologize if the lighting wasn't the best today. Usually I don't film when the sun comes in my windows like this, but I had to today, so oh well. Next time it'll be better. All right, guys, I will see you next week.